Welcome back everyone to another video, and today we're going to be going through another ranking video. Really enjoyed doing these recently. So far I have done every Nottingham Forest player in the current squad and every championship logo, and you all seem to be enjoying these, so I thought, you know what, I'll do another one. We're going to be going through the last 20 Nottingham Forest home kits starting in 1996. Now I know, okay, I'm not very good at maths, but even I'm not that bad, okay? The reason why we're starting here is on a few occasions Forest had a kit for more than just a season. So that's the reason why. The categories are elite, very good, average / decent. I know that's quite similar, but still, I think decent makes it sound a little bit better than average, to be fair. Poor and just burn. And I'm not just going to be ranking the kit, I'm also going to be giving a little bit of backstory about what we achieved in each specific kit. Starting, like I said, with 1996-97 season kit. I actually really like this one, and when I think about an old Forest shirt, this is actually one of them that comes into my head straight away, to be fair. I don't really know why. I mean, I know black, it kind of isn't Forest related, obviously. It's more of another team I'm not going to mention, because, you know, I don't really like to swear on this channel. But still, I actually do really like it. I think it actually looks very unique and iconic. I think it's an iconic Forest shirt, plus also the dark red stripes, the 4 stripes, and it looks quite decent. And the Forest logo in the white oval. Plus, of course, and the collar you have to bring up as well. It's very detailed. It's black, white, and red, of course. So, I think it's definitely a classic 90s, 80s football kind of kit. Well, football kind of kit. It is a football kit. But overall, you know what? I'm doing it. You might disagree. I'm putting it in elite. I think it's an elite shirt. Why not? Let's put it in elite. There we go. And in that season, we unfortunately got relegated from the Premier League, but we did draw 16 games, so that didn't really help us out at all. And also, the dad of Erling Brandt Haaland, the wonder kid in Germany, and of course, the Forest Career Mode legend as well. He was actually the top scorer this season, along with Kevin Campbell, with a massive, are you ready for this? Are you ready? I don't think you are. 6 goals. I know, right? That is groundbreaking. And that's groundbreakingly unfunny. The next kit is interesting because it is identical to the next one. Even though it is classified as a new kit, it is actually exactly the same. I've looked so carefully and I cannot see any difference between this kit and the other kit, other than the sponsor. That's the only thing I can see that's different. But in this season, of course, we won the old First Division, which was quite confusing because back then, when the Premier League was formed, the First Division was then made actually the Second Division, but it was still called the First Division. And of course, Van Hooijdonk was the top scorer this season with 34 goals in all competitions. But being as the other kit was in elite, I think this one has to be in elite as well. Like, it's exactly the same bar the sponsor, so you know what? It's going in elite as well. The next one is a kit that we had for more than just a season, from 1998 to 2000. And this was the kit, and I'll be honest, this is not one that I rank highly at all. I'm going to put it in a low tier. I'm going to say it straight off. I think this has to go in poor. It has to go in poor. I'm just not a fan of this kit, man. It just looks so crap. I don't even know why. I mean, I do know why, to be fair. It is the logo and Umbro logo in the middle. I've never been a fan of that when a team's done that, like Newcastle this season. That's one of the reasons why I don't like their kit this season. It should be like this, you know. That looks so much better. I don't think the sponsor... I think it worked on the other one, but I don't think it worked on this one. From what I can tell, the shade of red as well is in classic Forest. It's like a faint, lighter red. This is actually the kit that we wore when we were relegated from the Premier League for the final time till present, which is really quite sad. Dougie Freeman was our top scorer in the first season with 12 goals. And that season that we got relegated involved a 8-1 defeat to Man United at home. And the season after that, you'd expect us to go straight back up to the Premier League, but no, 14th, not great. We're actually closer to relegation than promotion. The next one, another kit that ran between 2000 and 2002. And again, it's an improvement on the last one, but I'm still not a big fan of it. Particularly, I think the obvious thing we notice is the pattern. You know, I'm not a big fan of that. I know it goes into the sleeves and down the side, but Liverpool had a shirt like this a few years ago and I didn't really like it. So it's the same again here. Obviously, it looks better with the badges being here and here. From what I can tell though, the Forest logo is a little bit too small. I mean, that might just be this picture. I'm not sure. Obviously, the same sponsor. I'm not that big of a fan of the sleeves either. So, you know, even though I just criticised it, I don't think it's worthy of being in poor because it isn't an absolutely awful kit, but it isn't a good one either. So I think that has to be going in average. Plus the fact we haven't got one in there either, so average for that one. And also in the first season we wore this kit, not great again in the second tier, 11th, 6 points off the playoffs. Chris Bart Williams was our top goal scorer with 15 goals in all competitions. The season after that, we finished 16th. So you can tell we really were starting to struggle at this point in our history. The next kit is a kit that we had for just one season, 2002 to 2003. Our manager was Paul Hart at this point. Big improvement on the last 2 seasons. We finished 6th this time and need to lose the playoffs to Sheffield United 5-4 on aggregate. And also, David Johnson was our top scorer with 25 goals this season. But this was the kit that we had, much better than the last 2 kits in my opinion. I think it is a very nice looking shirt. It's Poplar Forest red. The logos seem to be bigger. Again, that might have been just that picture, I'm not sure. But just overall, I think that looks better. Same sponsor. But obviously, the thing that we noticed in particular is the white down the side and on the bottom of the sleeves as well. So I think that has to be ranked quite highly. It's not elite and it's not average, so I think maybe very good. But overall, I really do like that kit a lot. So for this one, I'm going to go and put it in very good. The season after this, 2003 to 2004. And again, we went from the playoffs to 14th this season. And not a good season at all. Andy Reid in his first spell at the club was our top scorer with 13 goals. Despite a good start, winning 5 out of 7. There's also a run of 14 without a win, sending us down to the bottom 3 at one point. That was under Paul Hart, and Joe Kinder came in and he got us up to 14th. But as for the kit that we wore that season, it is exactly the same essentially as the previous one, bar the sponsor of course. This is a spell of about 5 years where we had Capital One as our sponsor. The top bit of course, it's got that thin white stripe, and then the sides have got the thick white bits. Again, from what it appears to me here, it is the same thing bar the sponsor. Maybe like a darker shade of red, only that might be just this picture, I don't know. So I think, given the fact that I put that one in very good, I've got to put this one in very good as well. So you know what, I'm doing it. Very good for that kit. The next kit is 2004 to 2006, so another spell where we had a kit for 2 years. Managers that we had, still Joe Garner, but we also had Gary Megson in this period as well. This was the first season that the championship was called the championship. It made life quite a lot more simpler. And despite the fact that just 2 years before we nearly got promoted to the Premier League, this season we got relegated to League One, 23rd, and got relegated. I think it was the first time ever, and I might be wrong about that, to the 3rd tier. Gareth Taylor was our top scorer this season with 11 goals, and we also lost 3-0 to Derby this season as well, which saw Joe Kinder get sacked. And the second season after that, you'd expect us to get promoted out of League One straight away, but no, we finished 7th, 2 points off the playoffs. But as for the kit that we wore, it's actually a kit that I have. I have this kit. I didn't actually buy it obviously at the time because I was like 5. But I was given it. I don't even know when. But yeah. But even though I have this kit, I can't really rank it that highly because I don't even think it's an unbelievable shirt, to be fair. I mean, we have the 2 stars here, which is pretty decent. I don't even know really why I don't like this kit. If you look closely here, you probably can't see it. It's got these spots, these patterns here, which I'm not a fan of. I don't really like that. So overall, I think it's just fair to put this one in average. The next kit was another kit that we had for 2 straight years, between 2006 and 2008. Colin Catherwood was our manager this year, so another manager we've got through. And again, a second season in League One. This time we made the playoffs only to lose to Yeovil Town 5-4. And the next season, again under Colin Catherwood, 3rd straight season in League One. This time we finally got out of it, finishing 2nd up to the championship. And Junior Agogo was our top scorer with 13 goals. But as for the kit, I think it is a decent shirt. This time there's no noticeable white trim on it like the other 2 have been. And the only real thing that you can notice are the patches of white on the top of the shoulders as well. The thing is though with football shirts, you look back on them depending on what you achieved in them, you know. To you, you see a shirt as a good shirt if you achieve something good in it, you know. But even though we got promoted, I don't think that really helps it, to be fair, because we were in bloody League One, you know. So for this one, I'm just going to put it in average, like a lot of these shirts are, just average for this one. And now finally we have a shirt every single season, which makes it a little bit more interesting and different. 2008 to 2009, Colin Catherwood, Billy Davis in his first spell as our manager. First season back in the championship, but this time we finished 19th. So yeah, not great. Robert Earnshaw's our top scorer with 17 goals. And we also signed players like Guy Musi and Andy Cole, who's only with us for a season. But as for the kit, it was actually the first time ever that we had a kit with the 2 stars on our shirts, of course symbolising 2 European Cups that Forest won. Capital One, of course, they're all very similar, like I said, nothing really too different. There's lots of patches of white this time, like here and then on the bottom bits as well. I'm tempted to put it in very good. Do I put it in very good? Yeah, alright. Okay, you know what? I'll put it in very good. The next one, 2009 to 2010 season. And this season, we somehow went from 19th to finishing 3rd, only to lose the place again to Blackpool. And again, Robert Earnshaw's our top scorer. And again, we have 17 goals this season as well. And in ways, I kind of think that the kit itself was a bit of a mixture of previous kits. Like, we have quite thick white stripes here. And you see that a lot on these kits. They're all rather similar. And also, this was the first kit in 6 seasons where we didn't have Capital One as our sponsor. This time we had Victor Chandler. And you can't see in this picture, unfortunately, but the kit this season actually had red and white hooped socks, which I'm really not a big fan of. I mean, there's another kit coming up where we have that, I'm pretty sure, and that is not great. I don't really like that at all. But overall, it is a good kit, only I'm not going to rate it that highly. So I just think average. I don't think it's anything really, really special. So yeah, I'm going to put it in average, that one. The next kit, 2010 to 2011. Our manager this season was Billy Davis, of course. 6th in the championship this time for a 2nd straight year. And again, losing the playoffs to Swansea this time. Lewis McGugan was our top goal scorer this season with 13 goals in all competitions. And this is also the season that we had Aaron Ramsey and Ryan Bertrand on loan. I'd love them to be playing for us right now. Obviously, one in particular. Ryan Bertrand, of course. But as for the kit, it is a very similar kit to the last one, only we've lost the white trim. It is just basically just a red shirt and socks. I think it's a much better kit. I can't really complain about this one at all. I don't think it's elite, and there are more elite kits to come, don't worry. But I think it is very good. I can't really have any complaints. It's a classic Forest shirt, so I'm going to put it in very good. The next kit, 2011 to 2012, we just had a very good kit, but this one, I'm going to have to rank it low. I do not like it at all, to be fair. Steve McClaren was our manager, who we do not have any fond memories of him, and Steve Cottrell as well. And in classic Forest style, after 2 straight seasons, nearly getting promotion to the Premier League, we went to finish 20th this season. That's brilliant. Gareth McCleary was our top scorer this season with 9 goals. However, this season, somehow, despite the fact we finished bloody 20th, we beat Leeds 7-3 away. I'm just not a fan of this shirt. It's a very simple looking shirt, to be fair. I don't think the fact that it now says Betting Casino underneath Victor Chandler makes it any better. That actually makes it worse. I don't really think that... I mean, there's a shirt coming up with the collar that I actually like, but this one, I don't really think it makes it any better. It doesn't seem to be a classic Forest red either. Plus, again, this was a kit as well that we had with hooped socks, which just kills it completely. So I'm sorry. This one, we've not had any in burn yet. I'm going to put it in poor. Okay, a bit anticlimactic that, but I'm going to put it in poor. I've not had anything good to say about that one. But now we're reaching a level where I can actually remember the shirts. And this was also the first shirt that I actually had and owned and bought in that season. It is 2012 to 13 season. And yes, I had Lewis McGugan on the back. I don't really know why, because this season was the season that he left. Classic Forest style, that. But it is a decent kit. I've always said that I've liked this kit a lot. I can't really have any complaints at all. I like the colour, it's kind of different. John Pye Auctions is our sponsor, of course. There's literally no trim whatsoever. It's the same for the socks as well. There's no white trim, it's just plain red, which is a little bit boring, but I think it looks really cool. So this one, I've got to put it high. I'm going to put it in very good. I don't want to overdo any categories, but there's going to be some that will have a lot in, but that one's going to be very good for me. The next one, 2013 to 14 season, and of course, this was one of the first seasons where I can remember a decline. Of course, we had the owner, Froz, in charge, or that bloody Croatian idiot that was a terrible owner. Transfer embargo, wasn't paying players, and every single season under his reign, we slowly started to decline. It's only been recently in Romanakis where we've made quite a sudden surge and become quite a decent team in the championship. And by the way, the kit before this one, we nearly made the playoffs. We finished 8th, just 2 points off the playoffs. And yet again, we got through 3 managers, Sean O'Driscoll, Aaron McLeish, and a second spell for Billy Davis. With this shirt, we've gone from literally no detail at all to overkill, in my opinion. Obviously, the Adidas stripes doesn't really help. And of course, finally, we've not got a kit made by Umbro. Adidas, I think it kind of killed it slightly, to be fair. And what really kills this kit is the sponsor. I do not like it. It's an F, a long F, which sounds a bit weird. Plus also, we lost 5-0 to Derby in this season, so I've got to put this in burn. Oh, brilliant. Get in burn, mate. That looks so good. The next kit, 2014 to 15 season. I didn't actually get this one, which I don't really know why, but oh well. We had Stuart Pearce as our manager, of course, and then Doogie Friedman came in. And again, a slow decline, this time 14th in the championship. Britt Assombalonga was our top goal scorer with 15 goals. And also, one big memory from this season, even though we did finish 14th. That was the moment that Ben Osborne scored that goal against Derby. You'll never forget that. Definitely a better kit than last time. I think the sponsor does actually look a little bit better than the other one, even though it actually says his name this time, which doesn't really help. But it is essentially exactly the same as the other one. Literally, the shorts and socks are the same and everything. So, nah. I mean, just, okay, I think it's a better shirt, but I'm not going to put it any higher than poor. So just poor for that one. The next one, 2015 to 16 season. This shirt divided so many fans, I remember briefly. And of course, this was the anniversary of Forest being founded. And for that reason, we had gold trim and everything was gold, even the Forest logo. I wasn't a fan of this kit at all. I really didn't like it one bit. Nelson Oliveira was our top scorer this season. And again, continuing to fall down, this time to 16th in the table. It's got to be one of my least favourite Forest kits ever. I just don't like it at all. It just kills the gold as well. Plus the fact, if you look closely, it's actually a darker shade of red. It's not classic Forest red like this. It is. I just do not like that kit one bit. So this one, I'm sorry, it's going in burn. I'm sorry, it just has to. The next one, 2016 to 17 season, not a season that I remember with any kind of fondness. It wasn't good at all. One of the worst managers I think we've ever had, Philippe Montagnier, was our manager. I don't even know why we haven't brought him in. Mark Warburton saved us, of course, this season. And like I put in my notes here, one of the worst seasons, I think, in our history. We stayed up by 2 goals. 2 single goals kept us in the league. Not points, goals. How terrible can you get? I'm sure you remember we had to beat Ipswich Town on the final day of the season. It was either us, Blackburn Rovers, and I think Birmingham were also in contention to go down. It was an awful season. Thankfully, we beat Ipswich 3-0, pitch invasion at the end, but it wasn't because we got promoted, it's because we stayed up. Assombalonga scored twice on his final ever game for us, and Chrissy Cohen with an absolute belter as well. Again, another Adidas kit. Of course, the main thing that you can notice are the faint red hoops, which is decent, I suppose. I don't really like this bit here. It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know why that can't be the same kind of look, but yeah, it's got this do-up bit, which I suppose is decent. I mean, yeah, I wear for 7 because that's the number that I'd wear if I was a player. Of course, 888 Sports was our sponsor this season. It didn't have it on here because it was a junior version. But yeah, it's a decent kit, only I don't really want to put it in a high level simply because of how terrible the season was. So yeah, I'm just going to put it in average. It's not a terrible kit, but it's not a great one either, to be fair. 3 more kits to go then. 2017 to 18 season, of course, Mark Warburton was our manager. I thought he was quite harshly sacked this season. It wasn't a great season at all, and he wasn't doing really bad. And I wouldn't normally mention caretaker bosses, but Gary Brazil, I mentioned to him. Of course, we beat Arsenal this season in the FA Cup. I will never ever forget that day. An improvement on last season, 17th in the league table. Of course, Aitor Karanka came in. A very good manager in my opinion. I'm still annoyed really that we got rid of him, but we've got Lamucci now, so I don't need to worry about that. Kieran Dowell's our top scorer this season with 9 goals and nothing amazing. So we're going to get this kit this time. Of course, you see in every single video, it's right here, this kit. Yeah, decent shirt. I mean, I like the pinstripes. It's kind of old-fashioned in ways because, like, not many kits have that now. I mean, I know Liverpool have it this season, so I kind of talking nonsense again there, David. But I do like the thick white trim. I know I said on some kits, oh, I think it looks good with that trim, but that actually looks pretty decent. And I like how the sleeves aren't pinstripes as well. Again, 7 on the back. But yeah, it's a decent shirt. 888 Sports still on the front. I've got to rank this kit highly because it wasn't a great season, but I mean, recency bias is probably coming into this as well because I can remember it quite well. But still, I'm going to put it in very good. I think that, yeah, very good. Why not? Actually get it in. That'd make it better, wouldn't it? There we go. 2 more kits to go. Then, of course, the next kit was last season's kit. And looking back on this shirt, I used to love this shirt, but since this one's come out, I don't even like it that much. But I'm still going to put it high. I have to. Of course, this was the season where he finished 9th in the league. Karanka made a lot of progress for us and was very, very wrongly sacked. Like I said, he shouldn't have been. Of course, he signed Graben this season. Top scorer with 17 goals. Most noticeable moments this season was, of course, drawing 5-5 with Villa. I'll never forget that one. As for the kit, I do like a lot of it. I mean, obviously, this season we weren't in all red. Just that game we wore red in this picture. I think Bet Bright does look good. Macron were our kit makers this season as well. I mean, again, it's another kit with a faint pattern here. You probably can't see it very well on the camera. It's there, as you can see. Yeah, it's a decent shirt. It's nothing unbelievable. I'm going to put that one in very good. I think very good. Why not? We've finally got here, of course, the current kit. Sabi Yamamuchi as our manager this season. Never heard of him when he came in. But what a bloke he's been. I can't really get into detail this season because you all know what's happened. It's been a fantastic season. Hopefully going to get promoted when the season can come back. Obviously the highlights have been beating Leeds, Derby twice. But as for the actual shirt, you know what? Recency bias is probably playing a part here. But I'm going to put this in a league. Okay, we've not had one since the very first 2 kits. But I absolutely love this shirt. And even though when it first came out, I wasn't even a big fan of this shirt at all. I didn't even really like it. I love it now. I mean, and yes, okay, a season can really affect how you look back on a shirt, and this season's been really good, so I'm going to look at this with a positive attitude, but still, I just think I can't have any complaints, you know, I can't. Let's see, have a better look at this, of course. We have Macron, the logo now, I didn't even notice that, slightly different shade of red here. I just think it's a banging kit, and it is classic forest red as well. Unlike certain kits where it's been a slightly lighter shade or lower shade of red, it's a classic forest kit. And I think the sponsor as well, it actually does look quite good on the shirt. Plus, of course, the thin, faint pattern of darker red as well. Really like that. So you know what? Recency biased, but this one is going in a league. But there we go, we've finally done it. That is my ranking of the past 20 Nottingham Forest home shirts. If you want me to do away shirts, then please like the video. Maybe get to like 30 likes. I mean, I don't really set like targets ever. I just, you know, like, please like it if you do. But that might take quite some time to put together. It'll be even harder than finding home shirts. But yeah, I could do that potentially if you do want me to do it. This took a long time to put together. I really, really hope you've enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed doing it. Definitely been the most in-depth I've gone out of all these ranking videos, but I've really enjoyed doing it. I'm going to stop talking now because I've been talking to you for far too long probably. If you have enjoyed, please do like and subscribe to Rads. And I'll see you very soon, lads.